Now, very quickly, I want to run through another idea among the 400 from the book. So we're going to jump straight over into that one. Let me just set up the page display so that we can see what we're talking about. If you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know that this is the layout of the book. Let me just zoom in here. Now, this isn't a particularly new concept, but it is a proven winner, and it's relatively cheap and easy to set up. So basically the concept is here that like offering vintage, classic or exotic cars for rental, such as pink Cadillacs, even horses and carriage, although technically that's not a car, of course, white 1930s style cars such as those from The Great Gatsby, although technically Great Gatsby is written in 1926. Renting out these types of cars for weddings or other special occasions is a proven formula for small business success. Now, why is this such a good small business? In a minute, we're going to have a look at a couple of websites of people operating this kind of business. But if you think about it, it's the kind of business you could easily operate from home. Bear in mind that the average spend on weddings now is usually in the tens of thousands of dollars for a single wedding. And obviously the wedding car chosen is a big part of that. So we've got a business that you can run from home, a business that you could start with a single vehicle, and a business where, or two things, a business where one job would probably be a very good earner for quite some time. So even if at first you're only getting one exotic car rental even a month, that would probably add up to quite a substantial amount of money, and certainly one a week. And given that weddings typically take place on the weekend, it's the kind of business you can set up in parallel to an existing job while you're kind of making the leap, if you like, from one to the other. And I highly recommend that as a strategy for doing well in small business. Setting up the new venture on the side in parallel to your existing job, building it up to the point of giving sufficient income and profit, and pardon me, then just making the complete leap over to the new business. So let's have a look at a couple of businesses actually doing this very kind of thing. So let's have a look at, let's jump over to Classic Limos here. Now this is an LA-based big limo company. They're huge, obviously. And they don't just deal in classic older cars, although you can see some of them here. We've got these kind of, I guess, 1930s style with the running board vehicles and so on. So I'm going to click on vehicles over here and just give you an idea of the range and number of vehicles that they're using. So we've got here, that actually is a classic kind of Gatsby vehicle, the 27 Packard. What else are they offering? A 1935 Rolls-Royce. I mean, one of the great things about this kind of vehicle is if you take it to, for example, a wedding fair, wedding expo, the car is a fantastic advertisement for the business. And even people seeing it around town, you know, it'll get talked about. You know, a beautifully maintained old vintage or classic car. It's a real, you know, it's a real head turner. So there we've got a 36th century, 37 Packard. What have we got here? St. Regis. Don't think they make those anymore. 53 Bentley. Not in white, interestingly. A 60s Rolls-Royce Phantom 5. Another one. A big Bentley from the 60s, and so on. So you can see here, and they've got quite a few more. There obviously is a lot of demand for this, and even though LA is clearly a big city, you can kind of transpose that down to the local level in a local area. I mean, people get married locally. So firstly, you set up, you need the vehicle, you need it well maintained. You need to check if there are any requirements for licensing where you live. But I think that's a relatively cheap way in, apart from the vehicle costs, to getting going. Now, very quickly, I just want to show you an additional bit of research from this business. Now, this is a great tool, Google's keyword tool. It tells you how many people in a certain territory are searching for a particular term. So if we look here, I've typed in wedding car, and we can see that, let me just zoom that up a bit. On an average month here, we're seeing in the vicinity of 14,000, almost 15,000 people typing in the search wedding car, and then you have all the different variations, car weddings, wedding car hire-in, and so on, which add tens and tens of thousands of searches. So I would be looking at setting up a website, getting it properly optimized for your wedding car term, keywords like these, especially for your local area, making some YouTube videos featuring the car prominently, setting up ads in Craigslist and things like that. And those are very, very cheap or even free ways to get your business going. So there we are, guys. That's just another one of the 400 ideas from the book. And hopefully that's given you a few ideas there. Just a quick reminder that on the website that you can see on your screen there, you can get the $10 download version of the book, which is roughly half the price of Amazon. And one of the benefits of that is, apart from getting it immediately, is that you can click on links, as I've just done there and shown you, to have a look at all of these different businesses in action. So I hope you've enjoyed that, guys, and see you on the next video.